Hey guys, Jim here with another video for you. This is for my science fiction catalog collection on Blu-ray. But before we begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, and most importantly, leave in the comments what you have, what you think I should get, and so on. These are strictly the Blu-rays that I have on Blu-ray. I'm not including any DVDs. And again, these, I'm using the term sci-fi rather loosely. As a lot of you mentioned in the comments from my previous video with the boutique labels, that most of my stuff seemed to be sci-fi horror, and that was true because the majority of those films were from Scream Factory. But in this collection, you will see much more standard, what is considered science fiction. So, okay, so before we begin, I forgot a couple from the boutiques, so I'm going to throw those in there. And surprisingly enough, all three of them are John Carpenter films, but I forgot them, so here we go. Memoirs of an Invisible Man. Starman. And how could I possibly have forgotten The Thing? Probably because I've always considered this a horror movie, but it has to do with an alien, so therefore it's a science fiction horror movie. Regardless, this movie's great. Okay, now the rest of these movies are catalog titles with the exception of one coming up in the middle, but it'll make sense when that one pops up. So, and they're in no particular order at all, not alphabetically, not genre, they're just scattered. I just took these off the shelf and literally just started doing this. So, in no particular order, we've got a couple films from certain collections. From my Jordan Peele collection, we have Nope. From my Stanley Kubrick collection, 2001: A Space Odyssey. And I guess you could also consider A Clockwork Orange also science fiction related. It is set in some sort of dystopian future. Not The Shining. And since I threw 2001 up there, I would throw the sequel, 2010. And from another collection video, this is Edgar Wright's Cornetto trilogy. I'm talking about The World's End. Again, this is a comedy, but there is some science fiction elements involved. Okay, now we got a couple box sets. First we have the original Planet of the Apes 5-film collection. I'm not going to take any of these out, but as you can see, it does include Planet of the Apes, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Escape from Planet of the Apes, Conquest from the Planet of the Apes, and Battle for the Planet of the Apes. I absolutely love all of these films. And to go with that, we have the Planet of the Apes trilogy of the rebooted material. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War of the Planet of the Apes. And again, I absolutely love these films. I do not own the Tim Burton one from 2000, 2001, whatever year that was. I detest that movie. Okay, next we have another box set. Star Trek. And again, I'm not going to break these out, but this includes the 6 films with the original cast and the 4 films with the Next Generation cast. And to go with that, the newest 3 J.J. Abrams Star Trek films: Star Trek, Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond. And then we have the Matrix collection. It features the original 3 Matrix films and the Animatrix, and a separate disc filled with documentaries and such. I do not own the newest one, Resurrections. I watched that on HBO Max because that was during the pandemic. I barely got through that movie. I absolutely hated it. I am not going to ever purchase that. The only way that one's going to show up on my shelf is if somebody gives it to me as a gift. And then we have the Star Wars saga. It says the complete saga, but we all know that's not true. But this includes the original trilogy and the 3 prequel films. And to go with those, we have Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. God, I hate this movie. It's bad. It is so bad. Rogue One, which I was pleasantly surprised. Outside of the CGI version of Peter Cushing, I actually really enjoyed this movie, surprisingly enough. And Solo. Okay, here we go. Again, no particular order. We're just going to start jamming through these. Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Joe Dante's Inner Space. District 9. Elysium. Chappie. Horrible movie. Looper. Children of Men. Masterpiece. Blade Runner. Blade Runner 2049. Ex Machina. Dark City. Minority Report. Ready Player One. Total Recall. This is a 4K Blu-ray combo. Starship Troopers. If my stuff doesn't fall, I will be shocked. Okay. This is the other Scream Factory title I got because, quite honestly, I forgot this was Scream Factory. Mad Max. I had this over on the other shelf with the other Mad Max films. The Road Warrior. Beyond Thunderdome. Fury Road. And we've got The Book of Eli. Okay. Now we've got some kaiju films. We've got Godzilla, Kong, Skull Island. Godzilla, King of Monsters. And Godzilla vs. Kong. And my 11-year-old grandson is extremely excited to see the new Godzilla Kong movie coming out in a couple of weeks, and I already told him I will be taking him to see it. So who knows, I might even do a little review of it after we see it. Okay, then we've got Arrival. The Martian. A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place Part 2. Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat Edge of Tomorrow, depending on... This movie's been called 5 different things. It was based on a book called All You Need Is Kill, which I think is a great title. Hotel Artemis. Okay, we're getting there. The Terminator. Terminator 2. Avatar. This is the special edition. My wife absolutely loves Avatar. I've always been a little underwhelmed by it, but I never saw it theatrically. And I did take her to see the second one theatrically. She begged me to see it. And I was underwhelmed by that one as well, although I gotta admit the 3D was incredible. She hated it. She hates that movie so much, she told me not to buy it. So I don't know about that. I know there's a third one coming out, and she says she has no desire to see it because of how much she hates the second one. So whatever. But yeah, Avatar. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Inception with the lenticular cover. Interstellar. Tenet. Outland. Logan's Run. The Riddick collection, which includes Pitch Black, The Chronicles of Riddick, and Dark Fury, which is an animated cartoon. I also have the third film, but for whatever reason, it's not on my shelf. So I think my stepson Cameron borrowed it, because I know he really loves all 3 of these movies. But yeah, Pitch Black's great. I love Pitch Black. Okay. Then, for whatever reason, these are out of order. Serenity. Steelbook. Love Serenity. Love Firefly. I have Firefly on DVD. The Alien Quadrilogy. Prometheus. Alien Covenant. The Predator trilogy of the first 3 films, Predator, Predator 2, and Predators. The Predator. I do not own either of the Alien versus Predator movies. I've seen them both. The first one's okay. The second one pissed me off so bad I wanted to shine a flashlight at the movie screen because I had no idea what I was seeing. Flash forward about a decade later, and I felt the same way when I was watching Game of Thrones during the gigantic fight scene against the dead army. Could not see what the hell was going on. Okay, that's another thing. The Last Starfighter. And then, I know technically these are horror movies, but hey, it's The Fly and The Fly 2, which are both science fiction horror related. So that's why I included The Fly and The Fly 2. And last but not least, but I'm not taking it out, for my Steven Spielberg collection, we have E.T. and Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park: The Lost World. I also did not include Back to the Future, Spaceballs, or Real Genius in this video because, quite frankly, those are comedies. I don't really consider them science fiction comedies. So that's it for my collection. There might be another scattered movie or two out on that shelf that I didn't see for whatever reason it's misfiled, but that's my sci-fi collection for my catalog titles. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, and leave in the comments below. How do you feel about these films? If there's any of these films that you have questions about, if there's any suggestions that you might have. I do have quite a few other films on DVD. But again, certain movies you just have to upgrade. And that's why I have most of these on Blu-ray. So some of them, not so much. But until the next time, guys, have a great one. We'll see you then.